Hey there guys, and welcome to the 5th episode of the Forager Nuclear series. If you don't remember last episode, we went right ahead and we crafted the slime gloves and the slime boots here, and we unlocked an extra island up here and completed the Fairy Queen's quest, which gave us this magical fairy aura here. We also went ahead and I keep going to this gear menu here. We got the golden wallet and the medium backpack. And today guys, I think we're going to go exploring and we're going to complete this grassy biome, at least for now. And by that I mean we're going to make the rest of the slimy gear, so the slimy glyphs and the slimy amulet, and we're going to buy these last 2 islands. But to start off with guys, I'm just going to do a quick time lapse and go around the islands that we already have unlocked and collect up as many resources as I can. And we'll see what we can get when we finish. So, let's do this. Hey there again guys, I'm back from collecting all the resources from around the island, but as you can see, more resources are constantly spawning in, which is okay. And as you probably saw from the time lapse, these slimes are still a prevalent threat here on the island, which actually leads me nicely onto a little bit of self-promoting, because if you didn't notice, earlier this week I actually uploaded the first video of a new series on the game Slime Launcher, and I'll leave a card to the playlist for that up in the top right of the corner now, and put a link to the playlist in the description. And if you like slimes, you should go check out that series, because instead of fighting them like we do here, we actually treat them nicely, I guess, and we keep them on our ranch and we sort of have a good time with them. So make sure to check out the Slime Launcher series if that sounds like the kind of thing you'd like to watch. But for now, as you saw, we collected plenty of resources. I'm just going to collect this fairy here to give me a little boost of my energy, and while we're waiting for those berry seeds to be produced, I'm going to come right down here and see what we need to make the slime amulet, and looking at that we already can, so let's go right ahead and collect that and continue harvesting our fishing traps. And one of our goals today guys is, like I said, to finally complete these last 2 islands and to unlock them on our journey. And to do that, we'll obviously need quite a lot of gold. So what I'm going to do quickly now is just fill in the rest of these tilled spaces here, and I think that there should be enough. And I'm going to plant all of these crops here in our farm, plant all of these berries, and really get our berry farm here going a bit more. And looking at that, we actually need another 3 tilled spaces, and there we go. That's all of our berry seeds planted for now. And I'm going to come down right here guys and get rid of this slime. And what I'm going to do is, because we'll need a bunch of money to get the last 2 islands for today, while our slime amulet is producing and while our banks are running, I'm just going to go AFK for a little bit and just let them run and let the slime amulet produce, and I'll be back when they're done. So, I'll see you then. And looking at that guys, our slime amulet is nearly done, so in just a couple seconds that should be ready. So while we wait, I'm just going to come down here and harvesting our fishing traps, and by the sounds of it, yep, there we go. So we now have the slime amulet, which means we get 25% more resources whenever we mine anything. So the next one is actually this golden amulet, which we can go right ahead and make, but I'm going to save that until when we unlock the desert area. But for now, we can just go around and test out our new amulets. And looking at this, we are actually getting a couple more resources from everything. And over here is another slime, which we got the materials to make the amulet from, so I guess we should be thanking them for this. So now guys, I'm just going to go right ahead and actually quickly make more glass and cook more of our food so that we don't run out. And while that's going, I'm going to come over here and harvest our banks. and see how much money we get. And looking at that, we don't actually have enough to buy a new island, but after we come up here and deal with the skeleton here and harvest our farm before replanting, we should hopefully have enough to buy our next island and do a little bit more exploring here on our island. So I'm going to go quickly and harvest up our farm, and as you can see, we're getting plenty and plenty of berries from it, which is good because we obviously need them to continue our farm, and we'll need them for plenty of fishing traps later, as I've already said, because we'll need a couple fishing traps in, or at least a couple fishing traps in every single biome, because we'll need to collect all of the artifacts, not only for the museum, but also for any gear we wish to craft in the future. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and turn all of those into berry seeds, and we'll just let them run and let them craft as I go around and collect the rest of these items up here for a little bit more XP, because since we're aiming to collect the slime book to get more XP from stuff in general in this episode, we'll actually have a couple more skills that we need to get, starting with this alchemy skill here, which unlocks cauldrons, which we don't need that per se to get the slime book, but we need that to eventually unlock the skill that will let us get the book, because we will need to be able to craft and build inscription tables to be able to make it, and so we'll need to unlock a couple more magic skills, and the alchemy and the cauldrons seems like a good place to start. But obviously to do that, we'll need to get XP, and there's actually a cow enemy here, and I'm going to test out my bow because I haven't done that yet, and looking at that, it deals a pretty good amount of damage. So while we're waiting yet again, just placing up all of these items, and as you can see, we're getting more than we usually would because of our lovely slime amulet that we crafted. And I'm actually also going to go right ahead and till all of this soil here, just so that we don't have to do it later, and I'm going to obviously make sure that none of it untills, because we can't plant berries on untilled soil, can we? And looking at this, there should be space here for 48 seeds, and so once we get 48, I'll go right ahead and plant them. But for now, I'm actually also going to come over here and make a bunch more bottles, because we'll need to be catching torch bugs, obviously, but not only that, we'll also need to be catching other kind of bugs, like the bottled beetles later on in the desert biome. And looking at that, there's another artifact spot here, so let's go see what we get. And just some more sand and bones, but it's quite useful for later, as we'll need lots of sand to make lots of bottles, to make lots of oil later when we need plastic and fiberglass to start making our tools. And up here, looking at this, we now have 33 seeds, so it should just be a couple more moments, guys, and then we'll go replant our farm, and then check in on our banks before we are able to go and unlock the next island. And I think we'll actually be building the quarry today, but not in its permanent home. We will actually be building it, but then moving it later on in the series. And I'll explain more about that when we get to it. But for now, yet another artifact spot, and just some money and some sand. But that is obviously, the money is obviously quite useful for us right now. And in just a couple moments, guys, we should be able to get the last of our berry seeds. And there we go. With that, we can go right ahead and replant across this entire farm area. Obviously, our farm will be able to expand later on in the series, but for now, this is all we have to work with, which is okay, because this works for what we need it to. And there we go, guys, and now what I'm going to go do is come down here and quickly collect up these items before we continue. And I'm actually going to go right ahead and turn all of our gold into iron, and not into iron, all of our gold and all of our iron into ingots, so we can use it later. And then come down here and collect up our banks yet again, and that should hopefully be enough to unlock our next island. So let's go see. And looking at that, it is, and I'm going to go right ahead and get this island down here, which is the Obelisk Island, which is good because that's actually where I was planning to build the quarry, and it's actually the island I was hoping on getting next. So before we head on down there, guys, I'm just going to collect up all of this, and looking at that, there's more slimes here. And there was also this angry boar enemy. And before we go check out the obelisk, I'm just going to go around and collect up all these artifact spots that we passed. So we got some rubies and sand, topaz and sand, bone and sand, and more rubies and sand. So this obelisk here, if we click on it, we gain bonus XP from gathering herbs and crops, and only one obelisk can be active at a time, and this buff lasts for about 10 minutes. So as you can see, we now get a little extra XP for harvesting things like flowers and berries. However, the XP we gain for harvesting things like these rocks and obviously this tree here will still be the same. So guys, I'm just going to go and clear out this whole area, and I'll see you in a minute. So as you can see, we cleared out the whole area, and now what I'm actually going to do is quickly go over here and build that quarry I keep speaking about. So I think it's in the farming section, and yes, here it is, and we can go right ahead and build that there. And if we just give it a couple moments, we should see lots of rocks and ores and minerals generating there. And there we go. As you can see, there's actually a lot of different materials that we haven't come across in this biome yet, and we'll come across later, and we're actually going to need quite a strong pickaxe to break them. We can't break them currently, however, as you can see, if I start mining this one, it would take quite a long time. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to go through and mine the basic materials for now, until I have enough until I get enough XP to level up. But looking at that, it may take a lot more time to mine, but it certainly gives us more resources and certainly gives us more XP than the normal rocks we're used to seeing give us. And some of these are different. These are obviously still just iron, gold, and coal. However, this here is neither of those two. This here is a special rock, which gives us obsidian. And normally this would only generate in the fire biome, which appears to the south of here. But obviously we haven't unlocked that yet, and we can get it here from this quarry, and it gives us quite a lot of XP for mining it. But as you can see, it takes quite a lot of time to currently. But looking at that, we reached our level up. So I'm going to go right ahead and get that alchemy skill, which unlocks cauldrons, which you can use to brew potions later on. And now that we have that, as you can see, here's the inscription table skill, which we all need to get to unlock the ability to build inscription tables and to make those books that I was talking about. So for now, I'm just going to leave that quarry there and harvest this fishing trap and collect up all of this and put the food we just collected on smelt, along with creating some more glass. But for now, guys, I think I'm just going to go and do a time lapse of collecting up all the resources around. So I'll see you when that's done. Let's do this. And there we go, guys. As you can see, I went through and collected a bunch of the resources around the island. Not all of them, but the island's coming to the size now that if I tried to collect all of them, it would take ages. But as you can see, I put on more steel to make more vaults in the future because we're running out of space yet again. And in looking at this, our farm is actually fully grown once more. So I'm going to go right ahead over here and collect all of that. And I actually collected up this bottled berry, so I'll go right ahead and release it so that we can get a boost to our energy and a little bit extra XP because, as you know, guys, we're trying to get enough XP to level up and collect that inscription table. So I'm going to come right ahead and collect up all of these berries. And obviously once these are done, we're going to invest them straight back into making more seeds so we can continuously farm up these berries in the future because we're going to need lots and lots of them. So guys, what I'm actually going to do is come over here and only turn half of them into seeds here, and make the other half over here. That way we just get them a little bit quicker, and while those are running, I'm going to collect up these resources here, and we're just going to wait a little bit until we have all the seeds to fill in our farm yet again and get our crops going for another pass. And looking at that, we should nearly have enough steel to make that second vault, or the fourth vault technically that I wanted to make, but over here I'm just going to go straight out and put some of our resources away. And looking at that, there we go. I can now go right ahead and build another vault here. And I'm just going to go right ahead and put away a bunch of stuff that I don't really need currently. So like this glass, or these flowers, or this thread. And obviously guys, I can actually craft with stuff from the vaults, so we don't need to worry about taking stuff out before we go to craft. But coming back over here, I think all of our... Yes, we have enough seeds now to refill the farm yet again. And we should hopefully have enough money soon to harvest our banks, or to buy another island once we harvest our banks. So I'm going to go right ahead down to the banks and check that after defeating the slime. And like I said guys, don't forget to check out the Slime Roger series if that seems like something you'd be interested in watching, of course. And as always, leave a comment down below in any video of mine telling me any other games you would like to see me play in the future. I'd love to have you guys' thoughts and insights into what I do in the future, and I'd love to know what you guys would like to see me play, because at the end of the day, I'm doing this for your guys' entertainment. So I'm going to go right ahead and collect this, and looking at that, we might just have enough. And we do, and this over here is the Druid Island. So before we go and talk to him, I'm going to quickly deal with the slime and clear out this island, and I'm actually going to go into his house quickly and change up my look and put on some of the vanity items that we've collected so far. And from now on guys, I'm going to do a different vanity set each episode, so you'll get to see me wearing something different each time. For now, I'm going to go right ahead and set up my outfit, and I'll be back when I've done it. So guys, as you can see, I didn't do much to this time. I just put on a little hat, and today we're going around as a little farmer. So let's go talk to this druid here. You are just the person I was waiting for. The natural resources are being exploited by little jerks with pickaxes. I need you to bring me 2 torch bugs so I can keep them safe from harm. Well, little, jerks with pickaxes, eh? I have no idea who that could be. Anyway, guys, we actually have those torch bugs, so I'm gonna go right ahead and give them to him. Thank you for the critters. You may keep these magic scrolls as a reward. And these druid scrolls will actually come in handy in a little bit, but it seems like he has another quest for us. I am afraid the natural resource exploitation is still going rampant. Could you bring me some tree saplings so I can make sure the forest is safe? And we need to bring this guy 30 tree saplings, which is quite a lot, but thankfully we have 2 different windmills going, so we can get those fairly quickly. So I'm just going to go right ahead and do that, but since I think that our berry seeds are still being produced, sorry, I forgot what they're called for a minute, I'm just going to come right here and clear out this area, and then quickly show you what these tree saplings, or not these tree saplings, these druid scrolls can do. So, if I just clear out all of this, and come over here and use this scroll, as you can see, this entire island gets covered in trees. So, what I'm going to do now is do a quick time lapse, and I'll go and clear out all of these trees and see how much stuff we can get. So, let's do this. So guys, as you can see, we finished clearing out the little forest area there, and it actually took a lot longer than I expected it to, and didn't really give as much XP as I had hoped. So for now, we'll just keep the other 2 druid skulls in my inventory, and I'm actually going to go right ahead and remove them from my toolbar for now, so I don't accidentally use them and do that again. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and pick up this fairy, and if you may have noticed during the time lapse, I actually built this bridge up here to where our farm is, and looking at that, our berry seeds are done, so I'm going to go ahead and make some tree saplings, and I think we need 8 of them. And while those are making, I'm going to go right ahead and obviously harvest up our farm. But for now, looking at that, we actually leveled up there, and so once I've finished collecting up all of these berries, if it will let me, I can go right ahead and plant them all here quickly. And looking at that, our tree saplings are coming along nicely as I'm just planting and farming our berries here. And I'm going to put all of these berries on to make yet more seeds. And I'm going to go right ahead, and since we leveled up, I'm going to go ahead and get that inscription skill here, which unlocks inscription tables for us to use later. And so now that we've done that, I am going to come down here and make our first inscription table in our main farm area, or our main factory area. So I'm going to come right ahead and build, not farming, magical, and make our first inscription table, and I think I'm just going to put it here. And now that that's there, guys, I'm going to go see what we can make, and we need to make this moldy book first, and to make that we'll need paper. So I'm going to make a lot of paper, and just 20 lots here, because we'll need quite a lot later. Running low on energy, so I'm going to use that fairy, and I'm just going to come over here and wait to see if... Oh, never mind, our tree saplings are already made, so let's go and complete that quest for the druid. After defeating this angry enemy here, because if not, they will just be causing trouble later on. And this slime as well. So, sir, I have those tree saplings you asked for. Thank you so much. You have saved the forest from those guys with pickaxes. And there we go, we have a chest, so we'll need to go make a key, but first, he has yet another quest for us. Hello, friend. I have a final quest for you. It involves finding a rare dinosaur egg. If I can get this egg, I will be able to raise and protect the creature. So looking at that, guys, we'll need a dinosaur egg next, which we can't get for until much later on when we go to the fire biome, because it is actually the artifact from that biome. So until then, we'll have to leave that, but for now, I'm going to come right up here and quickly make a key and turn the rest of our gold and the rest of our iron into ingots right here, and also go right ahead and cook all of the fish we've been collecting, because we're actually running a bit low on it yet again. And I'm going to come over here and harvest our fishing traps before just quickly collecting up all of these resources. So looking at that, guys, we actually have done most of our targets for today. We made the slimy amulet, we unlocked these 2 extra islands down here, we completed a bunch of quests for the druid, and we've actually already built our quarry, which we'll be moving it later, but for now, the last thing that we need to do is actually going to be making that slimy book. But for now, I'm going to go and I would be making a second inscription table, but I think I don't have the things for it. So for now, I'm just going to heal with this skeleton here. And then come right over here and open this chest. And we actually get the fish net, which means that the fish traps will automatically collect themselves. So from now on, guys, we'll have a steady supply of fish, and every so often we'll just go on to cook all of the fish that we have. But I'm going to come right ahead and collect up all these resources, and I think I'm going to do this as probably the last time lapse of this video. So let's do it. So over here guys, I'm gonna go right ahead and make this moldy book, and as you saw, we did quite a lot of resource gathering. We went and farmed our farm a little bit, and while we're waiting for that, I'm gonna come down here and quickly collect up the last of our gold from the banks currently, and next episode we should hopefully begin to get some golden gear and explore off towards this desert, which is over on the right hand side of the map here. So for now, once again, while we wait for our book to be crafted, I'm gonna go ahead and collect up some resources, and I'll just cut back to when our book is finished, and I'll see you then. So guys, what I'm actually gonna do while we wait for this book to be crafted is I'm gonna go ahead and actually build a second inscription table just right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and do that so that in the future when we have multiple things making at once, we'll be able to do it much quicker. And looking at this, our book still has quite a while till it'll be done, so I'm just going to come down here and collect these items, and I actually saw another artifact spot behind the druid's tree over here, so let's see what we can get. And just some more arrows and some sand, and I'm actually going to use those arrows on this angry boar enemy here. And now that that guy's gone, I'm going to collect some of these resources, and there's actually another artifact spot yet again, which is just some topaz and some sand. So guys, like always, feel free to go down to the comment section below and leave a comment telling me anything you'd like to see me do in the future, or even just saying hi. I'd love to just have a chat with you guys and see what you think about my channel and about the series so far. So, give me any comments you have, any suggestions, any ideas for other games as well. And for now, I'm just gonna obviously collect up these items and get this fairy here. And coming up here, by the sounds of it, our book is now complete. And there we go, we have the moldy book, which means the XP we gain is increased by 15%. But we're not done quite yet. We actually want to get this slimy tome, which we may end up getting next episode, actually, looking at that, because we need 30 more glass, and we cannot make enough. So, looking at that, guys, I'm actually going to leave that till next episode and call it there for now. So, it's been a pleasure filming this today. We got lots done. We completed 2 of the druid's quests, and I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of a few extra tree saplings. We got these druid scrolls, we finished exploring the grass area, so we should hopefully be able to get right into the desert next episode. We built a quarry down here, we got the slime amulet, we did a little bit more farming, and we started changing up how our luck is. So, next episode guys, we'll see what we can do, and until then, make sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below, as I've said. Leave a like on the video if you enjoy the content that I make, and make sure to subscribe for more in the future. Obviously, I'm not just doing the Forager series anymore, so make sure to go check out the Slime Archer series as well if that's something you're interested in. But until then, I'll see you later. Bye!